I got to go back to Anime Expo. It's been quite some time, and I was really excited to make my way back onto the AX because, well, first off, I was surprised, and I wanted to see if it would happen. This is like the biggest anime convention all throughout like the West Coast and probably, maybe even statewide, like in the US. So I was really excited to return, but with it came obviously a lot of fear and lots of other things, but I kind of go over all of that like in the video. But yeah, before we get into that, again, we're gonna just take a quick moment to say thank you to, wait a minute, we don't have sponsors. Okay, but we are gonna go for monetization, so why don't instead just hit that like and subscribe button. This way we can get monetization and that helps the computer go beep boop, which we always appreciate. So Anime Expo has always been a very big deal for me. Well, mostly whenever I got to go. I think I originally went back in like 6th grade. This was back, I think, around 2002 or so because Get Backers and like GTO had panels. That was my first one. I went with my mom. She took me there, and this was absolutely wild. It was like Get Backers, GTO, and like, I can't even remember what the other. Oh, Aiori Yoshi just came out, and then there's Witch Hunter Robin, and like Dot Hack. For anybody that knows, my nickname is Krim. Surprise, it's actually not my birth name, but yeah. So my nickname comes from Dot Hack Sign, and I went there, and I remember seeing all of the Initial D cosplayers, Trigun. I saw so many Wolfwoods carrying the massive cross, Cowboy Bebop, and things like that. So I stopped going around like high school, somewhere halfway through high school, my sophomore year, just because I fell out of love with what anime was doing, and then that made me fall back in love with like Marvel Comics. But then somewhere around like 2015, I kind of fell back in love with anime. So, or not 2015, more like 2013, 2012. Yeah, 2012. I started going again, and this time around, we know that Anime Expo is massive, right? So what would it be like? The biggest questions I had going into this con would be like, first off, what are the COVID safety protocols? Which, like a few days before, or not even a few days, a month before the event, they tried to drop the health policy, made it so that you weren't vaccinated, or they wouldn't check if you were vaccinated or whatever, and you didn't have to wear masks. And I can't even imagine what that would have been like. Luckily, thanks to the whole community, then just like letting them know just a piece of their mind, they went and reinstated it, thankfully. Prior to this year, you already know LineCon was awful. Everything had a 1.5 hour line, like minimum. There was like 1 billion earthquakes happening at the last AX. So all while we're just cooking and shaking around, we were just stuck in like in this hot line. Luckily, I get there, it like the time comes rolling through, and now I get there. It's like it's the start of day 0. And day 0 was a lot less awful than I thought it'd be. I walked up, I rolled up, and it took me 10 minutes.
I picked up my COVID vaccine badge and stuff like that, and I already had my badge mailed to me.
And people who went early had to sit in these really long lines, and I was absolutely like mind blown. I was like, well, you know what, whatever. I was ready to like deal with the consequences of showing up late. I did not expect to get there and just waddle in and waddle out. My day 0 was so uneventful. I was able to just go and get all the stuff I needed and then just wander, show you what's going on around. Like it was kind of like breathtaking to see the inflatables. Looking at the inflatables and all of this, it's like, oh my God, seeing the Anime Expo signs over like, the convention center, it kind of felt like it was real. So day 0, I just kind of kick back, get my badge, meet up with some friends, go get a drink with a friend who I hadn't seen in a while, which is like what I feel like most cons are for like elder weebs, which is just going to be a lot of friends that you haven't seen in a while. And I go and meet up with like, my buddy, like Zell, and of course the wonderful Lava Spike and all of them, like Zell and Pearl and all of my friends. And it's time to sit there and plan out all my panels. I went and was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this maid cafe, I wanna go to a butler cafe, I wanna do all these things, and I wanted to go see the new Trigun panel. So I was pretty hyped. I had pretty much planned all my panels out. My day 0 was pretty straightforward and simple. I showed up around like 1 o'clock again. I pretty much rolled in at 1 the day prior, then the next day, and like an every day. But yeah, like I roll in around 1, no line. Only thing I had to do was go to weapons check, which was different. And surprisingly, the weapons check was not because of my esports muscles, which I know you're all very intimidated.
You mean Muscle Bob Buff Pants?
This would also be my first time ever cosplaying. I got to go as Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, my favorite character is actually not Hiei. It's Yusuke Urameshi. I know, I'm vanilla. I'm sorry, I'm a normie. I had to go as somebody who was first off my height, let's be honest here. Short kings, rise up. Well, as much as you can.
I love your costume, man. Thank you. Thank you.
So I go through there and I see all these people up top. Clearly these people have been here since like the dawn of time. They got here super early. They're wandering around. It's packed in here. I'm like, what is going on? And there is no way I don't get the gift that keeps on giving, which is COVID. By the way, I could have gone in, courtesy of Lava Spike. I've got this this gas mask, and let me tell you something. This is a little bit extra for a con. End up testing negative, thankfully. We're gonna just go and wander around. I get up to the top, and everybody is pretty much like shoulder to shoulder on the main walkway, but like earlier in the day of day 1, apparently the fire marshals had blocked everything off. No one could get in. I'm starting to get the fear now, like, okay, it is that bad. Then I get on to like the entertainment hall. It's not that packed at all. There's actually like room to walk. Plenty of, like, it felt like the same amount of space I had at Fanime, and I had this crazy sigh of relief just because I was so worried going into day 1. And it was just fine. And it was really just the hallways and the little corridors outside the main halls and stuff like that.
All right, so I had a cosplay mishap, but I think the eye is back on now. Also, Becky did a good job filling in my eyebrows. Look at this, look how fierce they are.
We wander off, and I wander off through the entertainment hall. They've got everything here, by the way. They've got like this whole section in the back of the entertainment hall for like cosplaying, and you can just kind of like, it's just these cool backdrops. There's people like asking to get stepped on in front of some of these sorry, am I, whatever. We'll talk about that later. But seriously, people go to Anime Expo, and you can find almost anything you want there. It's kind of like a mini Vegas for weebs. Yeah, we kind of explore the entertainment hall, and I really, really wanted to get to the exhibitors hall. This is when I get caught in the uncomfortable line or like build up and bottlenecking of like every human body. And let me tell you, my way to the entertainment hall was fine, but it was until I went to the exhibitors hall. I'm like, there was something weird, something different, something that it felt like a haze almost. Oh my god, I got to the food court area, or like where the main lobby is, where it was like the main hall. There's a giant Luffy and all this other stuff, but there's this little bottlenecked area, and I'm just like, I can really smell you through my high-grade mask. Now, there's nothing like a weeb and their fear of deodorant. Nothing like it. That's, you know what? Next year, I'm just gonna go as a walking stick of like Old Spice, which, by the way, Old Spice, if you want to sponsor me, we'll straight up go to Anime Expo as a stick of Old Spice, and we can cleanse and do a whole exorcism on the odors at AX. Deodorant's very real, and y'all should try it sometime. I swear, it won't kill you. So I make my way onto the exhibitors hall, and this is where the fun begins. I finally get through all of that, and I get to kind of like look at some stuff, but I only had a few hours. So, and I wanted to go see some panels, which, by the way, I couldn't get into. So I'll explain that after. But so I quickly run through the hall, and I'm looking at everything. It's actually way more spacious. People were nice. They stopped me for some photos in my Hiei costume, and if you took it with me and you're watching this for some odd coincidence, feel free to tag me and let me know. But yeah, I took some photos, and it was just so cool. I got to see all the booths. They were very well spaced out. The air was flowing. Everything in the exhibitors hall was actually great. I was extremely worried from everything going on in the morning, but it was very well spaced out. Everything was beautiful. The only complaint I had was that there might have been a little bit too much One Piece. Now, I know that they just launched their new card game, so they had this massive, massive display. As soon as you walk through the first thing you see in the entertainment hall when you step in is the massive One Piece displays. There was a really cool Gundam booth and all this, and it was beautiful, but I kind of just quickly ran through, scoped the area, figured out what I wanted, or saw some things that I wanted, but then stormed my way over to try to catch the panels that I wanted to see. Problem is, I go to the first maid cafe that I had scheduled. I didn't know that you had to buy a ticket to get into it. I thought you could just buy one there, but it was sold out. Great. I didn't get to do that. So I was like, okay, well, what about the other panels that I wanted to see? And the lines, some of the venues, I think the problem with panels so far is they don't empty out the rooms. You can stay there and wait till the next panel. So you can get there early when there's no line for some panel you don't care about and wait the next 6 hours there, just like how I did at Hall H in Comic-Con. So this was kind of annoying, but whatever, it's day one, I'll get into another panel, right? But I did see some really cool cosplays. There were tons of great cosplays, by the way. I then go meet up with Chef PK. So Chef's like, okay, what kind of food do you want to get? I'm like, I'm down for something that's easier for you and nearby for you. So let's just go get Korean food in K-Town. And we go to this place called Sungnam-dan. We go there because Chef's like, yo, I want to get bibimbap. I'm like, dude, I'm down. I got you. I know a killer bibimbap spot. What we thought was bibimbap was actually galbijin. Without even trying, we were technically both on the same page, but on the wrong page. The galbijin is so good. It's massive. We definitely over-ordered. I am so full, but somehow Chef, is able to still want dessert. Let's go to Somi Somi, because Chef's never been, and there's two options. There's the K-Town one and the little Tokyo one. And I'm like, actually, let's go to the little Tokyo one. So we go there, and it's a blast. Like, holy cow. Everything. If you haven't had Somi Somi, when you make your way anywhere in California, in northern or southern, there's usually a Somi Somi. We get that, and then, Chef meets up with his wife at this awesome, Japanese whiskey bar called Wolf and Crane. We hang out, we have a few drinks, and I'm like, okay. So I thought I'd meet up with my friends, before we go out into the Senpai Squad party.
Hey Alfred, how you doing? This is my friend Alfred. He's a DJ. Alfred, what's your name?
My name's Alfred.
What do you do?
I'm a DJ.
Cool.
I got some cool interviews in, and I met my favorite celebrity ever. I couldn't believe I met the real Bowser.
Hi Bowser. How are you enjoying Anime Expo, Bowser? Yeah, I hated the line too, but okay, Bowser, if you could rate your favorite snacks on a scale of 1 to 5 paws, what would you rate them at, Bowser? For sure.
They played some bangers. I felt very happy that I knew one song. I felt like that old boomer that was just like, oh my God, I know this song. Crap, I don't even remember the name of the song. Clarity? Remedy. If why are you my charity? That pretty much was the only thing I knew, and then it was a few drinks and hanging out with friends, and then it was time to end the night and get ready to start day 2. It's now day 2. Time to get up bright and early. When I say bright and early, I mean like 11 my time, and I roll up, same time as always, around noon, maybe like 12:30 or 11 or I don't know, somewhere around there, right? So there's no line, thankfully, but there's one thing that's always at every convention, and you know what it is.
God's like one of my favorite content creators. I love the fact that he did the whole Big Bang thing. That was wild. But can I ask you a question? If God is
Big Bang, everything came from nothing?
Right.
Stupid.
Oh, okay.
Everything came from nothing.
And then
out of nothing exploded.
One more question.
Every explosion we've ever seen is destruction and chaos.
But if God is real, why don't we have season 2 of Wodakoi?
What do we have to what?
It truly felt like it was the true con experience. You're not doing it right if they're not at your events. I was able to interview someone that runs a business on the main exhibitor hall.
First off, simple. Say hi to everyone at home.
Hello, I'm Magical Girl Bella, or Bella for short.
Okay. Why and how did you start your business?
I honestly started this during COVID, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But then I just started crafting and like selling to family and friends and just like making things for myself, things that I wanted to wear, and that inspired me to like see how I wanted to express myself as a magical girl.
Right.
And then it just kind of blew up because I've only been in business since like September 2020 when I was really crafting for family and friends, and didn't start going to craft shows until like 2021. So I've really only been out for a year, but then we're in Anime Expo.
Main hall, this is the main exhibitors hall. What's the biggest hurdle anybody who wants to start a business in the world of anime? What's the biggest thing they've got to worry about?
I think for me it was like just being out there, because I'm an introverted person, to be honest, and like being called, you know, like an otaku, but that's totally fine, or like a weeb.
I would never. I'm here jokingly. I don't watch anime. I don't any at all.
About like my brand is all about like promoting yourself and promoting the magical babe within you.
Awesome. Support your local businesses. So I'm always down with that. This is the hardest question. All right.
I hope I can handle it.
If you and your store were isekai'd into another world, what would your store sell?
My store would sell like still magical girl earrings that like helps, or also just like any magical girl jewelry that helps you turn into like the magical version of yourself. So whether that be like a necklace that we have or like a bracelet, like you just tear it off, or just like do whatever signature move you want to do. If you want to do a cute dance or something.
Transformation scenes are guaranteed. Yeah, okay. I've seen a magical girl anime or 2 or 10.
Yes, exactly. So it just helps you with your transformation scene and to like hold out your badge or jewelry or anything.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And then that's it. That's all you need.
If you could sponsor one anime character, who would they be and why?
One. Okay, I had 2 in mind, but I will say Sailor Moon, because my brand is all about magical girls and she inspired me, and I learned English because I was watching Sailor Moon. I was born in the Philippines.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was born in the Philippines. I moved here when I was like 7 years old in the US, and then I've just been like watching anime to help me learn English, and I started with magical girl anime like Sailor Moon, and it's just like nice to have a show that like shows all these badass women, to be honest, like fighting crime and everything, and being fashionable at the same time.
Do you want the viewers to know?
Sure.
Closing wrap up.
Okay. Yes. You can find magical girl inspired jewelry, statement accessories, and anything related to magical girls. Is Magical Girl Bella. I'm on social media on anywhere like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And yeah, hit me up. Thank you for watching.
I knew that today was a busy day and it was a big day, and you know, not that bad, by the way, on the lines again. Like, the lines were totally fine. I got through immediately, and the hallways were no busier than any other day. So I was worried because it was Saturday, but regardless, I ran on over because today I wanted to meet my favorite cosplayer. Her name is Neptune Explains It All. I was so damn nervous. I got in and out of line like 3 times. I don't know, 2 to 3 times or whatever. Oh, dude, I'm next. What am I gonna do? Because I really just wanted to buy some of the stuff that I got from her. Well, I'll show you later what I got from her booth. If you want to see what it looks like, if you want to see what a grown-ass man looks like, sweating nonstop, and I was cheesing through my mask. You could see my smile peeking out. I'm just like, I'm so nervous, and I'm sweating. My eyes are like, what? Even after all that, she was actually really cool. And she just talked about like an emo night, and she was super sweet and was like, here, you know, like, did you need me to sign anything? And that was so much easier than I thought it would be. So end of the day, you know, just say hi to people, because they're also people. Sometimes you forget and you kind of fanboy. So that happened to me also, like when I had met for Fallout Boy or whatever. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. So I wandered the floor some more, and then came the artist alley. I get to the artist alley, and it might have been one of the most hectic things ever. Oh my God. Okay, so all the lines and stuff that I was worried about, I think I know where it all went. This is where everyone piled up. Every single body odor, every single musky smell was here. And I was wondering how. First off, like the high grade mask was able to block out most of the odor, so I didn't smell it, but like, I had to just lower my mask to smell it myself. Whew, that was a good hit. I think I'm done. And yeah, like it was, because apparently it's not ventilated down there. The artist alley had this huge issue where nothing was ventilated, which is obviously miserable in a pandemic. And then on top of that, like, you know, it's a super packed convention, and everyone here was just like, you could not like legitimately walk down the aisles. It took me so long. I had to essentially cut through multiple different aisles, weave in and out, but regardless, I was able to see a good amount of booths, and the artist alley was sweet. While on the way, I got to meet some cool people and do a quick interview.
Here with
Captivate TV.
best girl.
Definitely has to be Chocolate from Nekobara.
You know, I made my way back up to the main hall where Luffy's at, the giant Luffy statue, and that was where I got to interview the most adorable thing ever. There was a tiny Bakugo.
Hi, can you tell me what your name is?
Bakugo.
Very nice. Okay, this is gonna sound like a weird question. Who's your favorite?
Bakugo?
All right. Is this your first convention?
No.
No? How many have you been to?
Like, at least more than 5.
Oh my gosh. And is this your favorite one though?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, right? That's so awesome. Okay, what is your favorite thing so far?
My favorite thing is this guy. He had like some chainsaws on right there.
I was nervous to ask little Bakugo to interview because I'm like, oh, he's so precious. Sun setting, and now comes the night. What am I gonna do this time around, right? I just went out last night. Am I up for another like party or something like that? There was an after party at the Global Theater. I decided, you know what? Sure. 2 nights in a row, let's go out. I meet up with a friend and we go and get some drinks at a bar. A great friend of mine, known him since high school. You know, we hang out. We just chit chat. I'm like, you know what? Let's go to this after party thing. We go, and at first it starts off kind of weak. It felt a little awkward. It kind of felt like middle school when you went to your first teen zone dance. Everyone is in their clique, awkwardly staring at each other. It was kind of funny. It felt like going back to a middle school dance and being in the exact same shoes that middle school me was in. Just standing there by the punch bowl, like waiting for anybody to move. We go out to the other side. We're kind of like, I'm like, all right, you know, we'll stay for a little bit longer. We got there early for once. We'll stay a little bit longer, see if it picks up. There's a basement. This is one of the most awkward basements ever. There was one DJ dude. There's multiple floors. There's like a big theater, like, you know, like kind of like amphitheater thing upstairs, and that's where everyone's at. But then there's a downstairs where there's just one DJ standing there on his booth, DJing to nobody. And there's a few people in the back that are just sitting there because they're like, well, I want to get away from everybody up top. And it felt like this weird sex dungeon. And all of a sudden, everybody showed up. And it was starting to get like, it was popping, and we go off to the side, and when I go off to the side, I run into a friend, and we meet some new friends.
What is the one cosplay that is burnt into your memory?
Torbjorn from Overwatch.
Did you have a turret?
Yes, and it was motorized and it turned like back and forth.
How long did it take you to make that?
In total, 2 years.
What do you think your favorite anime character's Pokemon team would be?
My favorite anime character is Panty Anarchy, and I think her team would be, you're gonna have a Snom. You're gonna have...
Oh my god, Snom, that's okay. All right.
You're gonna have a Ditto.
Yeah.
And I think she would probably try and have also Machamp, for the same...
Why?
I take it back, all the sexy Pokemon.
Okay.
So, Lopunny.
Okay, Lopunny, and one more.
Maybe like a Rayquaza.
Is Rayquaza sexy?
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
You know that how in anime, when there's like all of a sudden, you know, like you drink a little bit too much and you start throwing up rainbows? Well, I never got to that point, luckily, but I was a little buzzed, and I ended up having to take care of somebody for like an hour, 2 hours, until their friend came back. It was weird, but we got him home safely, so hell yeah, cheers to that. We got him home safely, and after that, went back to the floor, and that's when I actually started dancing and jumping around, and they played Papa Roach, they played Lit, I'm like, what are these songs? This isn't a rave. This is like almost like an emo night, which is technically not really emo music, so y'all need to stop playing those at emo nights. Like Mr. Brightside is not an emo song. I had met people, and I'm just saying, you know, like maybe I was there, maybe I wasn't mentally, who knows. I met some people that love my goldfish content. They were nice. I met a lot of nice people that night, and then I just woke up at home. So that was the next thing. I woke up at home. I still hadn't gotten to any panels, by the way. Day 2, and I still could not get into any panels. That was when they announced Trigun, and I was pissed. Day 1 was a wash. Day 2 is a wash. Clearly, day 3, I'm gonna go to a panel or a maid cafe. I haven't been to one. I gotta go to one.
So it is day 3, and I'm tired as hell. I'm really hungover. The first 2 days are completely beating the shit out of me, but we finally got to make our way to Little Tokyo, and again, actually, but explore more of the manga side. I get to go to my local manga store, Kinokuniya, stuff like that, and of course, you know, there's good boba here, and there's also a dope market. So, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Went and got lunch and then rolled my way back onto the floor begrudgingly. I'm like, oh, I used to be able to do every day, and now I'm like, I'm feeling it. Okay, I'm feeling the third day, and maybe it's the hangover more than anything else. I got to talk to Chef PK.
These are going to be kind of hard, but okay. Do you like anime?
Yes, we are at Anime Expo 2022. I hope I like anime.
Why?
Waifus.
If you had to go back in time, you had a time stone, and you had to prevent one of these animes from existing. One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Naruto.
Oh my God, that is a question. Okay.
If you choose One Piece in front of the Luffy statue, that'd be pretty funny.
I have to say One Piece, because there's too many episodes. You know, I'm catching up, and it's most of my life to catch up to it. How many hours of my life would I get back if One Piece didn't exist?
What do you think your favorite anime character's Pokemon team would be?
Yep. Oh my God, who would right now my favorite anime character would probably still be Roy Mustang, right? Because he has a lot of flaws. All right. Obviously the Flame Alchemist, so we're gonna go with the Charmander pick, right? I'm also gonna throw in, this sounds really weird, we're gonna go with Articuno because you need a little bit of flying and ice, right, to counterbalance it, right? It's like Hawkeye, right, is Articuno, and then you have Roy Mustang, who's Charmander / Charizard, okay? Then the third one, okay, we gotta do a utility Pokemon, because he's very, very crafty, right? Yeah. We're gonna go with Kabutops, right? Because Kabutops can learn Cut, right? So we gotta throw that in there. I'm just saying, those three: Kabutops, Charmander, and Articuno.
God damn, that was awesome. That was so damn tactical. I loved Best Girl.
Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling.
Run into him. We went and did a little bit of Artist Alley stuff, but you know,
somebody straight up getting tattooed.
No, we didn't really shop too much. I bought some figurines. I'll go over everything I got, and then of course Lava helped secure some of the figurines while I was essentially just mentally AFK and recovering. Even had the privilege of meeting. I couldn't believe it. They didn't even announce him on a guest panel. Like, I met Miyazaki.
Mr. Miyazaki, I have a question. Oh my God, I can't believe you're here. Hi.
Hello.
I'll ask you a very important question. Is anime a mistake?
The weeaboos are. The anime's fine. The weeaboos themselves are just the worst. They can bring out the worst in people, so that's why I'm saying it's the weeaboos that are at fault, not the anime.
I can't believe I just met Miyazaki for reals.
I make my way on over to Hypeland Fest, which had a super duper long line, and I'd been wanting to go to Hypeland Fest at any point all weekend, but it was so packed. And let me tell you, the lineup was wild. They had a lot of hip hop. So they had raves, hip hop, no pop punk though. I mean, anybody, like seriously, anybody wants to bring pop punk or any kind of. It was so cool to see Hypeland blow up. Like the brand was big, but it was so cool to see them and where they are now. This whole time I try to, make my way to some panels. I turned my way around because I wanted to get in line early for Hypeland Fest because it was roughly around like 5 o'clock. And I'm like, because I'd missed all my panels again. This time it was a little bit because I was hungover, so I didn't get to go to any panels in the morning. However, it didn't matter because they were all, everything was packed and people didn't leave. Went home and had a very chill day 3. And then day 4, this is the last day. It's a half day essentially. This is where I get everything, and I go and buy stuff, but there wasn't much time. I get some photos. I get to just mostly explore. I don't even touch the exhibitors hall anymore or the artist alley. I'm now just wandering and looking at cosplays, and it's some of the coolest stuff. There were so many creative cosplays at this whole convention. I absolutely adored it. So some of y'all did some serious hours, and every one of you, like, it showed. It showed. My favorite cosplay, I think, out of them all, it was in between the Crypto Bank alley or whatever, and then the main hall. It was like this mecha Kirby. It was the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life. It was such a hilariously awesome cosplay. I think it had to have been my favorite of the whole convention. So, like, you know, the hall, like, everything closes. I'm like, all right, things are shutting down, but luckily there's the closing ceremony at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna catch that. They ended it early. I missed the closing panel. I missed the Chainsaw Man panel. I missed every panel. I hadn't gone to a single panel this whole convention. After they close, I see the sign drop, and now it's just seeing more cosplays and hanging out with the stragglers. There was a cool like horn section band, a jazz band. I did get to run into a wonderful cosplayer, and, you know, she was in her Marin cosplay, which, by the way, there were lots of Marins, but, you know, her cosplay was really well done. The makeup, everything. I love the wig. Super solid. And, you know, what a better way to end my Anime Expo than to say bye to Marin. That was, like, officially it. It was weird. I couldn't, like, really register everything except for this, like, sadness and frustration for not making it to a single panel. But I hope with this announcement, they announced there's a second AX in November, like this year, that lightens up the congestion, makes it so LineCon isn't that bad. Although for me, again, I don't think that LineCon mattered to me. It didn't apply to me because I showed up a little bit later. I didn't need exclusives. I didn't have to wait in any lines. So maybe that's the play, that's the tech. Just go later. If you don't care about exclusives, just wander. Let's go over everything that I got. I got speed round. Boom. I got this umbrella Resident Evil blanket, which I can't wait because that's going to be my new thing. I met somebody that, you know, as you saw from the interview, like the interviews and whatnot, I met somebody that showed up as Flump, the Magic the Gathering card. They even gave me a Flump. How sweet of them. Let me see what they're called. Mint Tea Party. I was able to get this really cool goth girl, like, decal, naturally. Freaking weebs, am I right? But also, it's weird. I balance it all out because not only do I love goth things, but I also love kawaii as shit. It's like, look at this. Look how cute this pancake is. This is freaking adorable. There's a heart on the top. Like, the dualities of man, I guess. There's a salmon satchel. I love this salmon satchel. It's so freaking dope, dude. It's so cute. I got some manga, specifically the newest Wotakoi, and yes, it is not hentai. I just have to clarify that with everyone, because when you carry around a brown bag at an anime convention, people usually assume it's hentai. It's not, and I still have not been to an 18+ section at any anime convention. That's a lie, at Anime Expo. But yeah, I haven't been to the Anime Expo one. You believe me, right? You should, no, seriously. And then, as I mentioned, I gotta go meet with Neptune and whatnot. Well, I got like one of her decals. This was it. It was so cool. It's like a keychain thing that I love throwing on. I absolutely love this thing. I got this really, really amazing figure. Like, oh shit. Not that one. I meant this one. It's a Gojo figure. It's a Gojo figure. I don't know what that one is. Sorry, that must have... I got this Gojo figure, and it's super dope. This is probably my favorite purchase, actually. The love of my life. I got Yor, and it's work safe, thankfully. Lava Spike was nice enough to get me one of these. I got just a bikini figure of Darkness. So she's my favorite from Konosuba. I was just really happy to have it, and I can't wait to open this. There's a bunch of like cool faces and whatnot. It's adorable. Now, I don't know how this got in here. Like this is the gift Lava gave was great. Then he also got me a troll gift. I do not support mommy. But I guess I have her now to go with my Ruka. I got these Wuji shorts though. They're like famous anime eyes. It's got like Yugi on here. It's got Saitama. It's got them all on here. So I really love these shorts. I just have to figure out if I trust myself wearing white. They had button-up shirts that were all based on types. This wasn't on a type, it was just trash themed, because I am trash. It's Psychic Pokemon. Oh, actually, I'm also wearing the shirt. I haven't pooped yet. I just want to mention that this was an awesome swag bag. It's the quintuplets. That was my loot. I didn't go that hard because I just went hard at Fanime. And then on top of that, I'm gonna be going to the newer Anime Expo. Lots of cool pickups, lots of fun memories. And again, I'm just happy to be back at Anime Expo. And yeah, thanks for watching. Because seriously, these vlogs are super fun to make. I see y'all showing the love. And you know, let me know, like, do you like them shorter? Do you want more? A lot of the stuff that I film doesn't make it because I edit it out. It's on the cutting room floor. I just chop it off and then I just shorten everything. So let me know in the comments if you like longer content, longer vlogs, or shorter vlogs. But all around, they're fun to make. Thanks for watching them. And it feels good to see conventions back in motion and concerts. So lots more vlogs, and let me know if there's anything you'd like to see vlogged. And thanks for watching. As always, leave a like, hit that sub button. It's corny. See you at the next one.